First, the headlines. Unrecognized village name should not be permitted, says Chief Minister. And Chief Minister N. Biren Singh flagged off GPS-enabled highway patrol. A very good evening and welcome to Pony Television English News at 6 p.m. I'm Loving Rimai giving you the latest news update. Chief Minister N. Biren Singh attended first Foundation Day of Salaicha Pibaril Punsi Marup SPPM Manipuri today at MFDC Hall. SPPM President Lorembam Rameshwar Mite, Rajya Sabha MP Lishamba Sanajauba, and Manipur Legislative Assembly Speaker Thokchom Satyabarta were also present at the program. Addressing at the event, Chief Minister N. Biren Singh said legislation supports any group attempting to expand or progress, but that no community should be disrespected or looked down upon. He also stated that the Mite community does not think for the society and does not discuss because they are preoccupied with their own personal affairs, resulting in a lack of knowledge about their own community and an inability to correct or counter-question when someone writes incorrect information about their community. Chief Minister N. Biren appealed to the media not to cite any other village names that are not on the Revenue and Tribal and Hill Affairs database, saying that any unrecognized village name should not be allowed. A horse polo tournament will be launched in order to safeguard Manipur horse, he added.
Revenue ki record laiba or Tribal and Hill Affairs ki record laiba recognized or village name do natana maram di moi di da harakane ba mai aduna madugi potro akhoi history akhoi ari bai pai puna le ma mafam sing si yokhan ga thamadu buni akhoi masa masu na tawuda ba thokse aduna trane akhoi masa masu mo moina akhoi na tawuda ja koi pai pu do mami ngonthong ga pi thon bu na ti hajeri aseng bai pai puna thamma potu yokhan ga sakhan ga thamadu buni ba akhoi pai pu gi seba tawba haidana akhoi na longna rise aduna akhoi manipur da madugi ma thoba pangtong to ya ba thon bi langon da su khun ga na maming thon len bi adagi kano da su chingmanong da su khun ga na thon jen bi sigi posi mai khoi tawgum si aduga I government gi official sing su I high grabani single government approved to record laiba natabada official letter iba khotpa kedo da amata tawgunu khoi gi sagol si khoi thadok na ba yadraba sagol gi poni gi atik gi akhoi ngasi lebak semai ni hai ba no thoi buari gi ari buari sing sagolami kabo tampak ta koina sasan tawrami ba kabo tampak yang masalami ba barak valley yang tawrami ba punamak pulsi khoi gi sagol da depend obugi wari na lei aduna sagol si yokat ta ya da banina nahan mafam ani lok thokre athuba matam da khoi sagol kangjei chief minister gi sagol kangjei tournament manipur da hogogani club lekai da sagol si gi yokat pa tawjabat ngamjanabagi aduga Zibudong margin gi sari ba stage loiga dore fuchama ga kunni sing matondu da wang na sagalise kari gi no hai pa kana sagi sagol gi kanglipa or koi manipur gi importance to sagol ga leina mari.
Chief Minister N. Biren Singh flagged off the GPS-enabled highway patrol from his secretary today in the presence of Chief Secretary and DGP. The GPS-enabled highway patrol will ply from Palil to Moray on National Highway 102 in Tecnopal district after the successful introduction of technology on National Highway 2 from Mau to Kanglatombe. A total of 5 patrol teams have been provided from Moray to Palil, covering a stretch of total 60 kilometers, which is slated to improve the security scenario on National Highway 102 and benefit trade and tourism of the region by enabling a secured connectivity from Imphal to Moray, the gateway to Asia. This GPS-enabled National Highway 102 is also expected to help in cracking down illicit drug trafficking, as it will choke the drug supply line from across the border. As a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, AKAM Celebrations Customs Division Imphal organized Drug Destruction Day today. The seized marijuana weighing 2,532 kilograms have been completely destroyed by burning at MSHBM Brickfield Industry, Kanto Saban, Imphal West at 9 a.m. by strictly following all the relevant rules and regulations under the supervision of CGST Joint Commissioner L. Prabhunanda Singh, DRI Deputy Director Rajiv Kumar Yankom, Customs Division Assistant Commissioner H.L. Songate, Customs Division Superintendent Anti-Smuggling T. Riva, and Customs Division Superintendent Disposal Hekam Gautam Singh. The destruction completed at around 5 p.m. Kabui Mothers Association Manipur has appealed to the relevant authorities to dole out befitting punishment to Gaigongdin Kamei, son of Akyangpo Kamei, who has been accused of sexually assaulting a girl on July 1. In a statement, Kama has called for capital punishment for the accused under appropriate law of the land. Kama further urged the government to deliver justice to the victim and cautioned that failing to do so will invite the ire of the organization in the form of various agitations. The country's largest private sector lender, HDFC Bank, on Tuesday announced a 0.35% hike in lending rate. The hike, which comes a day ahead of the RBI's scheduled policy review, is the second such move from the lender in as many months, taking the cumulative hike to up to 0.60%. The RBI had surprised all with a 0.40% hike in key interest rates on May 4 to tame the inflation situation, and is widely expected to follow up with further tightening of the policy on Wednesday. HDFC Bank increased its marginal cost of funding-based lending rate by 0.35% from June 7, as per the new rate structure published on its website. The one-year MCLR, on which a bulk of consumer loans are pegged, will be 7.85% after the newest review, as against 7.50% earlier. Let's take a short commercial break. Stay tuned for more updates. Welcome back after the break. The family of the deceased Nafai village chief dismayed over twisted and misleading media reports about the incident. The clarification statement issued by the family stated that Janil Hing Kongsai, wife of late Zilhem Kongsai, never stated or mentioned to media persons that ban on poppy cultivation as suspected reason over the incident. Instead, she was merely conveying to the media that her husband had apprised the villagers and village authorities about the outcome of a meeting held in presence of MLA Kim Neo Hang Sing in May 2022, wherein it was pledged to support government's effort on war on drugs. She neither put blame on banning poppy cultivation as suspected reason, nor did she suggest it as a probable cause. The clarification statement from the deceased family stated that some media had twisted the statement of Janil Hing to suit narrow interests. The report allegedly made by some press media suggesting that imposing the ban on poppy cultivation was the reason that led to the killing of the said chief. These kinds of misleading reports are hugely upsetting and traumatizing, to say the least. Stating that the case has been taken up by the concerned authority, the deceased family urged individual, organization, media to refrain from unfounded and concocted report until the investigation is completed and the culprit apprehended. Meanwhile, militant group Kuki Revolutionary Army KNO-KRA and Kuki Liberation Army KLO-KLA issued a statement asking the perpetrator of the crime to surrender to the outfit within 5 p.m. of June 10, and if the person involved in the crime fails to surrender within the stipulated time, the two organizations will be awarded punishment if and when they are caught. As part of the road widening process of the highway initiated by BJP government, the demolition work at Mayangkang village of Kangpopi had begun. Chief Minister N. Biren Singh appreciated the residents of the village for their kind cooperation in the development of the state. Ukhrul Autonomous District Council Caretaker Chairman Dr. Yaroncho Ngalung has resigned from his post on his own volition and in public interest. The caretaker chairman of Ukhrul ADC submitted his resignation letter addressed to the governor through Ukhrul Deputy Commissioner on Monday. Central intelligence agencies are on alert after the Al-Qaeda in Indian subcontinent AQIS issued a letter warning of suicide bombings in India cities and states to avenge the insult to the Prophet Muhammad by BJP leaders Nupur Sharma and Naveen Kumar Jindal on an Indian TV channel. All the states have been informed by the intelligence agencies about the threat and they have been asked to be on high alert. In a threat letter, the AQIS said it would launch suicide attacks in Delhi, Mumbai, UP and Gujarat to fight for the honor of the Prophet. And since the day insult to the Prophet Muhammad by BJP leaders, the hearts of Muslims all over the world are bleeding and are filled with feelings of revenge and retribution. The letter states that the saffron terrorists should now await their end in Delhi, Mumbai, UP and Gujarat and should find refuge neither in their homes nor in their fortified army cantonments. After receiving the threat letter, the central agencies first verified it and then asked all state police forces concerned to be on high alert. Before we wrap up with today's news bulletin, the top news headlines once again. Unrecognized village name should not be permitted, says Chief Minister. And Chief Minister N. Biren Singh flagged off GPS-enabled highway patrol. With that, we've come to the end of today's English News Bulletin at 6 p.m. Stay tuned to Pawnee Television for more updates.